And I broke like a billion of your crayons.
That's
like,
okay.
That's what happens when you give the dude with ADHD the crayon box.
All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Inside the Lines. We are sitting here today with Stephen Offutt.
Yep, that's right.
He is the owner of Walking Discovery. He works with a lot of local nonprofits and also is a talented local musician. So all-around Renaissance guy.
Well, thank you
That's
very
Stephen
much
Offutt.
for that warm welcome.
So we always start the show with a decision-making process.
Okay.
So today we have My Pretty Princess or Hello Kitty.
Oh, I have to go with Hello Kitty.
You're gonna go Hello Kitty.
Sure.
That was a quick call.
For sure.
That was a quick one.
I have a client at one of my day jobs who's obsessed with Hello Kitty.
I love Hello Kitty.
And so, by proxy, I feel like this is in honor of her.
Awesome.
Oh, and it has stickers too.
Ooh, that's what's up, man.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna stick to squad goals today because I think I have squad goals maybe. So yeah, tell us a little bit about Walking Discovery and what's kind of the mission behind Walking Discovery, if you don't mind.
All right. Well, Walking Discovery started sort of just as a social recreational group that me and my friends started like 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it was from the ground up built with neurodiversity in mind. So unlike a lot of other social groups, I feel like it is attractive to a lot of people who may not fit into other social groups.
Okay.
And so kind of through some of my other jobs, I gained the recognition of clients who felt like inclined to join. And over a few months period, we had 10 people, then it grew to 15, 20, 25, 30 sometimes with all of our volunteers. And so basically what we do is we go around to cool places in Baltimore, like our house where we are right now.
Yeah, that's right.
We'll go to Druid Hill Park, we'll go to dance studios, museums, stuff like that. And we just hang out, socialize, kind of just go out on the town and hang out. And it looks really no different than any other social group, besides the fact that it's built with neurodiversity in mind. And what neurodiversity is basically is the concept that people, no matter what their mental diagnosis is, should be given the benefit of the doubt. People should be accepted no matter their, the way their brain is made, the way they perceive the world. So that could be diagnosis, it could be mental health issues, it could be learning disabilities. It's just taking that into consideration when making things inclusive, I guess.
So now, with that group, is there like a specific age range, or is it?
Oh yeah, it's an adults-only group.
Okay.
So yeah, I actually work at this nonprofit called Itinerous Baltimore, and it's an employment agency. So that's where a lot of the people who attend the group and who have been, solid members for 3+ years. That's where I met all of them, and through some of my other work in the community.
Okay, cool.
So yeah, obviously community is a big part of my life, especially this like local Baltimore community.
Yeah. Because you're right nearby in the area, correct?
Oh yeah, I live 2 blocks down that way. It's funny nowadays, like the culture of social platforms. Do you think it's funny how these algorithms that are sort of inorganic things that don't really even exist? Do you think that they shape our content in so many ways now,
for
you
sure.
you have to present your content in such a different way than you would have a couple years back, or even like last month when the algorithm was slightly different, and they don't even tell you the rules. That's the crazy part. You just have to figure it out.
Yeah,
and then,
you all have to
and
work
it's kind
together.
of like you're just like blindly pressing boundaries of like what works and what doesn't. And I'm not super into it from a user's perspective, but I'm
like a personable
interested,
perspective. No, not
I'm
at all.
interested just like psychologically. Like I think it's really fascinating how
it is fascinating
how content is being kind of created by these algorithms that dictate like, all these monetization and the different variables of what goes into these platforms, I guess.
And if you want to see a perfect example of what happens when you let kind of something run rampant as far as like social media and algorithms and all that, look no further than like a Netflix or a Hulu type, because their whole content like is created around what they think is going to be trending. I mean, don't you think it's kind of weird, like a new show comes out or it's getting ready to come out and then all of a sudden it's just like all this social media stuff that they put out. I mean, there's even been like cases where they've created their own memes from their shows and put those out on Reddit, which then goes out and then people start sharing them organically, but they don't realize that like it was started by Netflix themselves. They're not stupid, man. They know what they're doing.
I mean,
they got
leverage
teams
all
of
this
people.
stuff, right? I mean, and there's a lot of like psychological manipulation that goes into it, especially with like, I don't know if you're into video games at all.
Yeah, I used to play them.
But like how these microtransactions and like loot boxes and sort
Oh,
of
it's
like
that whole instant gratification thing.
Yeah, and there's these like summits and like these talks that they were having about them, about how they monetize these little tiny bits of content that you can buy, and it's usually mostly used to manipulate like kids into using their parents' credit card to spend a whole bunch of cash, and like that becomes one customer who spent $2,000 on their game that's only cost $1 to download.
That's
it's
what
like
it is.
crazy.
They get you. It's like anything else. They get you with that low entrance fee.
And not just kids, but just like people with addictive personalities or people that are like or impressionable. A lot of times people with like disabilities and things like that, they get they can be pulled into these traps very easily, and that's unfortunate that there's no like regulations, I think.
Exactly.
So it's like a topic I'm like oddly passionate about, but I've never really talked about this to anybody, so.
Getting exclusives.
Yeah, the exclusives.
I feel like what happens with some kids is like, because the school systems, or just the individual schools, like because it's so standardized and because there's like these government kind of regulations on how many kids need to pass things and all that stuff, like some of these kids that do get lost under that kind of the radar with things are just pushed along, and they keep getting pushed along, and they're not really like truly learning or truly growing, because the schools would rather just kind of flub things with them and make them look like they're doing good enough to like pass into the next grade.
True. Just
I mean, kids like never get like, I don't really think like getting held back is really much of a thing anymore, and like stuff like that,
Yeah, I would totally agree. I was somebody who like loved going to school, like for social reasons. Like,
Exactly.
I felt like I had friends there. I had like teachers that I really enjoyed. I was kind of a teacher's pet too, but but it was like I wasn't interested. I was more interested in just like causing trouble, making a scene, like seeing people's reactions, like that kind of thing was like extremely fun for me. But the actual schoolwork wasn't that. And I ended up doing it, and look where we are now.
Since we've talked so much about social media and stuff, like how can people, if people wanted to get in touch with you or find out more about what you're doing and with Walking Discovery and everything, what are some ways that people can do that?
Yeah, so I'm on, for Walking Discovery, Facebook and Instagram, at Walking Discovery, simple as that. That's where you can keep up with what kind of outings we're doing. I plan for a month, pretty much indefinitely for the whole year. So if you or anybody wants to join, send them over there. Send me an email and meet up with us somewhere in Baltimore. It'd be a blast, and we'd love to have you out.
Awesome, man. And any last thoughts before we kind of wind down for the day? You've done another masterpiece over there, I see.
And I broke like a billion of your crayons.
That's
like,
okay.
That's what happens when you give the dude with ADHD the crayon box. You break a lot of crayons.
They were used passionately.
Well, yes, these are passion and nervousness. But I just want to say thanks for inviting me. This was a really cool experience, and I would love to come. I would love to do it again sometime.
Okay.
Once you have your reunion special, and you want to have all your old heads
all
back
all
on,
the guests from before.
the Hall of Famers, have me out. Maybe we can eat spicy chicken wings and color in our book at the exact same time. But whatever, man. I feel like getting to know you the past couple years and then keeping up with you. It's like always exciting to see what you're up to, and
Yeah,
appreciate
man. Likewise.
Appreciate you inviting me out. I hope this friendship, partnership continues.
Yeah, man, and definitely appreciate the community spirit that you have. And like I said, I truly mean the term of Renaissance man, because you kind of do everything, man.
Wow.
It's a lot to do. I mean, that's a lot of energy to take and to put it all into each avenue like that and do it with genuine passion. It's hard. I mean, I just sit here and do video and play on social media. So it's like, you know.
Hey, I feel like we're cut from the same cloth, man. I feel like, likewise back to you, I feel like it's just super exciting, and all the people that you help out with their own personal goals too. It's like, you are a superhero to a lot of people, so yeah, thanks.
Well, I appreciate that, man.
For sure.
Because, I mean, that was the idea behind everything with this, was just, I knew that I knew a lot of artists and a lot of cool people, and I was like, how can I give a platform for all those individuals? Because it's hard. I mean, if you try to get like news coverage or anything, I mean, I've been there, you've been there, it's tough, man. The news places don't like the feel-goody stuff all the time. Every now and again, yeah, you'll get through. But for the most part, yeah, it's really hard to get the coverage that I feel like a lot of people, especially locally, deserve. And
well, this is cool. I mean, the content that you're putting out, from what I've seen, and just briefly like checking out the podcast, is like definitely high quality stuff,
Well, I appreciate it.
So I'm excited. I'll keep up with it, and I'll share everything. And and I feel like we should just another collaboration right down the line for us.
Yeah, man, I agree. And with that, I want to grant you our POG for the day, our gift.
My first POG.
To you. Is it your first POG?
Oh.
Did you ever have POGs back in the day?
I always wanted them.
I feel like, yeah, we've had that a couple times.
Didn't POGs eventually turn into like Nintendo, the company?
No, that was
something different.
Nintendo started out. They did toys.
They did toys,
and then they
first.
moved over to video games.
Well,
But no
this
POGs.
I am honored. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, POGs started like in Hawaii, I think, of all
This
places.
will go into my assortment of very nostalgic, specialized junk that I keep on my desk with me at all times.
We've made it to the specialized junk pile. So with that, I want to say thanks, Stephen.
All right, cool, man.
Appreciate your time.
Thanks a lot.
Great coloring with you, man.
That was great.
Awesome.
All right.
Cool, man.